All right, we're up to myth and misunderstanding number 4, and the reason why we're talking about this is it really matters what real estate agent you decide to use, whether you're listing or buying. You know, we tend to have more of a buying bias here because we're on the buyer's side when we're doing mortgages, and that's why we've got Accunet Realty Advisors, by the way. I can hook you up with the people that are skilled, and I would also say that, you know, if you sense either after the fact or you willingly go in with a newer agent, you know, make sure that you're asking them, hey, did you go over this with your manager, with your office, you know, manager, with the broker who's in charge of your office, or are you just winging it? David, you had a good analogy while we were
I was just going to say, yeah, if you're going in for open heart real estate, do you want the guy who's done, 10,000 surgeries or the guy who doesn't know which end of the scalpel to hold on to? So we're just emphasizing that you need to be a good practitioner because the devil's in the details.
And it is. It's all about the words. Okay, so number 4, I, as a buyer, don't have to give a copy of any inspection or testing report to the seller unless I'm trying to get out of the contract.
I'm going to say false.
Yeah, for sure. False.
That is false. You have to give a copy of any test or inspection you have done.
Because you have to prove it.
Well, but even if you're not trying to get out of the deal. This one isn't really costly. I'm going to take this out when we do the blog. This is just more interesting.
Okay.
So if you're trying to get out of the deal, you definitely have to give them a copy of the inspection. But the contract is written such that any inspection or testing that you have done as the buyer and that you've paid for, you must give a copy of that to the seller.
Oh.
Okay. Interesting. All right. And I, as the buyer, can declare something is a defect based on the home inspection, even if the issue was disclosed to me on the real estate condition report.
I don't know.
Okay, Steve?
As a defect, if it was disclosed.
Yeah. Can you then come back and say, well, I'm declaring a defect and I want to get out of the contract? All right, don't kill yourself over this. It's okay.
I have no idea.
The answer is no. According to line 425, for the purposes of this inspection contingency, defects do not include structural, mechanical, or other conditions, the nature and extent of which buyer had actual knowledge or written notice before signing this offer. So guess what?
Oh.
You better read the real estate condition report.
If they give you the heads up.
Because if the guy says, yeah, you know what, I have basement moisture and a crack and all this kind of stuff, you knew about it. So you better then have your good agent put in some language to protect you for that, or cross that line out. That's what I do.
Oh.
I cross those lines out. Okay, number 6, I, as the seller, can get advice from my listing agent on what constitutes a defect that I need to disclose on my real estate condition report.
Is your real estate agent a licensed contractor with expertise in this subject?
No.
Okay, I'm going to say no.
Steve?
Yeah. No.
The answer is no. So if real estate agents, just a reminder, if a seller says, should I list, I had a leak in my basement, the answer is, boy, I think you should really talk to your attorney, because only an attorney can give you legal advice, and that is a legal question.
Because real estate contracts are a version of contract law.
Well, they aren't a version. They are.
They are.
It's
a subset.
It's a fill in the blank. All right, as we're coming up here on the news, I think we can squeeze in one more. If the seller has the right to cure defects, I, as the buyer, automatically get input on how the defect will be repaired.
False.
No.
Steve? Yeah, you're correct.
False. You.
Yep. The standard language just allows that seller to cure the defect in a, quote, workmanlike manner.
What does that mean, Dad?
Oh, damn, I don't know, David.
Okay. It's undefined.
Undefined.
Workmanlike.
Workmanlike.
Yeah, duct
that just
tape.
means not crummy. Right. So a good real estate buyer's agent will write in specific language that gives you specific rights in helping to determine how any defects are cured. Okay?